What's up, everyone? It's Tony. We're here for another version of Famous Finds. I am in Boston, beautiful Boston, but today it is beautiful, rainy Boston. Now we are going to find some of the famous established places here in Boston. We're starting with Union Square Donuts right here in the Boston Public Market. Let's get inside, check it out. Let's go. I spy with my little eye the Union Square Donuts. Little liquor store action here. The Pine Bar, New England's best. Fresh pasta. I don't know about these crab cakes. Let Marilyn keep the crab cakes, please. Thanks. I'll try the maple bacon donut. Do the Boston cream, please. Thank you. All right, Union Square Donuts, maple bacon. Donut's great. Icing's great. The bacon, very meaty. Like you can see like this piece here, it's like not even crispy. Would have liked it if it was kind of like cooked, like really crunchy and sprinkled on top, maybe like cut up into pieces, like bits. But I like the combo. Boston cream pie donut. Can't not get the Boston cream pie. Obviously, she said it's her #1 seller. We're gonna go to the inventors of the Boston cream pie itself, but this is a pretty solid donut. Looks good. Filling is good, very good. It's not very like fake custardy flavor, I would say, right? You can see some specks in there, like some vanilla bean specks, and the fudge, the icing is nice and rich too. Good start, Boston. I like it. Let's keep going. All right, next stop is Parker House. You got a sign right there with the history of it. Rich history here in Boston. Rich history. Apparently this is who created the Boston cream pie, the dessert. So super excited to go inside and check it out. Can't not come to New England and get clam chowder. So here's my first one, and I think we got one more on the agenda for today too. Nice. Pretty thick for Boston, in my opinion. The ones that I've had in the past are typically on the thinner side. Coffee. And these are their famous Parker rolls. Light and airy, very good. That's dangerous. It's good. I mean, this is the way that I like my clam chowder. Like, it's like cream of crab soup, really. That's how we make our cream of crab, the consistency. Full of clams, though. And it's got a ton of these little potatoes, too. Solid. Wouldn't expect anything less here. Waiting for the Boston cream pie. This is essentially why I started doing Famous Finds, is because even before I started doing it, these were the places that I was tracking down. The originators, the original stuff, you know. And even though they are the original, definitely have a little, you know, modern take on this thing, and it definitely looks good. Got like some chocolate sauce on the bottom, maybe like a strawberry or raspberry sauce as well down there. They're getting a point docked because this looks like canned whipped cream though. Confirmed canned whipped cream. No. -1 point. Super light. And the cream, you like can barely see it in there, which I don't mind necessarily. Like it makes it just feel like it's all part of the cake, but it's like you're eating a pillow. I'm not crazy about sauces, but they taste good. Fresh raspberry, strawberry. The cream is not fake. I think the only thing that I would like is if they toasted these almonds on the outside more, I guess. It needs a little more crunch on the outside. They kind of like sogged up. Solid. Let's keep going. Come on. That's a nice building. Old City Hall. The architecture in Boston is second to none, and they got some pretty great mix of old and new buildings in their skyscrapers and in their cities. So always a fun time coming here. So we got lucky. There's a Sam Lagassa's in walking distance, which apparently has a roast beef triple club, my wife said. So gotta go check it out. My barber is from Boston, and he told me that I have to find good roast beef up here and good steak tips. So I'll be on a search for that, and then obviously at some point we'll switch it over to some lobster rolls, which you would expect me to have in this video. So the sign on the outside, the building, the sign is sick. here hanging out with my buddy Guy. So here we are. Got pickles in a bag. It's like a dime bag of pickles. Tastes like a cucumber. Came for the triple club. Russian dressing, Swiss cheese, tomato, lettuce, all kinds of stuff. And then of course the triple club being ham, turkey, and beef. That's a massive sandwich. Before I mess this up, bread toasted just right. I want to try to steal some of this roast beef off of here to see why Paulie, my barber, said that the roast beef here in Boston is better than anywhere in the world, he said. It's good, very flavorful, seasoned well, cut super thin, which is the key to roast beef when it's cold on a sandwich, obviously. All right, I can get down with this. Next up, the number one seller, Chipotle Pastrami. That's a good looking sandwich. This one had all kinds of stuff on there too. Great crunch from the bread. Pastrami super tender, barely any chew to it. Slaw's fresh. I mean, it's hitting everything. Boston continues to impress me. I can understand why it's the number one seller. Let's keep going. All right, walking to James Hook Lobster, we came across a pub. I came across a pub, Broadside. So we had steak tips here on the menu, and I got them. Lucky for me, finally get to taste the steak tips, make Paulie happy. So stand by. The one thing I will point out is that I've been carrying the leftovers from the sandwich, the pieces that I didn't eat. I put the other two halves together and wrapped them back up in the foil to give them away to somebody. And there's no homeless people on the streets here. So it's been a little tough, and I'm sure I'm gonna have some leftover from the steak tips because as you can imagine, I can't actually eat all the food in these tours. So where we have the steak tips. Little mashed potato, little broccoli action. All right, so here it is, marinated steak tips was what I was reading. I guess some places do them like flavored, but typically I guess they just have a house marinade that they use, and it's typically made from sirloin from what I was reading. This one's definitely sirloin. Decent flavor to it, good marinade on it. A little more salt probably, but the cut is definitely interesting. Mashed potatoes, broccoli, nothing special. I'm gonna do one more of these steak tips at Broadside. Cooked medium, they did ask me a temperature. I got the temperature right, so not the best quality I would say, but it's a pub, kind of, get what you pay for. Drinking food, I would call it. And I'll make sure to tell Paulie that when I get back there, because he's been talking to me about these things for like 5 years. So let's keep going, find some lobster rolls. Pulling up on James Hook and Company. Some Dungeness crabs right there too. Lobster, lobster, lobster. All kinds of little goodies in there. All right, lobster roll, James Hook lobster. This is how they give it to you. They got a little butter on the side and a fork. This one looks solid. Here it goes. It's solid. From what I gather, you can't really go wrong with the lobster rolls here. Similar to Maryland and the crab cake scene there. You get what you pay for. It's not cheap by any means, and it's loaded with, lobster. Obviously, same goes for Maryland. They're loaded with crab meat, but you can go around and get a bunch. Obviously, we know that Jimmy's Famous Seafood has the best, but that's a debate for later. Don't forget to like and subscribe while we're here. This lobster was amazing. We got to pull out the list and see what's close by. All right, next up we have Monica's Mercato, one of them two. So here we are in the north end of Boston, Little Italy, and apparently they have really good Italian cold cut subs. So let's get in there and check them out. I don't know if you saw that sub she made was massive. Look at this thing. 20 bucks. Look at that thing. It's literally like the size of my head, half of it. There's another half in there. And I'm still having a tough time giving this food away. As you saw, the UPS driver just turned me down too. You want half? Seriously, it's gonna go to waste.
I appreciate it, man.
All right. And he just saw me open it up. So that's a solid Italian sub. The dough's not super crunchy, but you can definitely tell they either make it in-house or get it from local bakery. It's got like these nice little blisters on there. Starting to hit a wall here. Very good food. Great scene in Boston. I expected nothing less. Believe we got one more spot, which is Mike's Pastry for sure. Maybe something else as a bonus. But Mike's Pastry, first night we came out, had a line out the door, and apparently one of our friends from Boston told us that it is like that every single day of the week. So I'm gonna go now, see what's going on. All right, so no line today. I do kind of get lucky with this stuff sometimes. Cannoli. I'll try the chocolate dipped. Mike's Pastry, cannolis. Modern pastry, right down the street. I'm staring at it was the other one that had a line out the door the first night we were here in Little Italy. So I've seen some people carry these Mike's Pastry boxes around. I'm assuming it's like a tourist thing where you just pick it up and take it with you as gifts. Typically, they're carrying the bigger ones. I only got one cannoli because, as you would imagine, I'm a little stuffed. So let's check it out. I stuck with the traditional one for here, but I did get it chocolate dipped. So she went in the back and dipped it in chocolate. The shell is definitely better than the one we had in Philly. Filling might have been a little bit better in Philly, but solid. It's nice and cold on the inside, but it's fresh and crunchy. The shell is nice and crunchy. By the way, check out my cameraman. Got my camera sitting right there. Thanks, buddy. Very kind of you. Maybe we go to Modern, see if we want to stack up cannoli for cannoli since it's right down the street, and I do have a little bit of time to spare. Let's keep it going then. All right, so Modern Pastry, again, there was like 20 people in line in both places, at least 25, 30 when we came. So I don't know, it's probably just time of day, obviously. Still early, it's like 2:30 on a Monday. So let's get inside and check it out. See the underground bar sign. If you didn't know, Boston has a lot of mafia ties, so an underground bar in a pastry shop just doesn't surprise me at all. Modern Pastry was more modern than Mike's, that's for sure, for the name. Cleaner. The display cases, you could actually see inside. Most of them in Mike's were like fogged up. Cannoli, tad smaller, I would say. She said this is her most popular one. Ricotta filling with chocolate chips. I think I like it better than Mike's. Flakier. Don't get me wrong, like it's a good balance of you gotta hold up the filling. Obviously, the shell's got to be thick enough to hold the filling, but you don't want to be eating like dough essentially, like fried thick dough. So I think there's a good balance of thin dough, and the filling's nice. I like the ricotta in the filling. Little bonus here. I'm a sucker for lobster tails, as you know, having a seafood restaurant. But in the dessert world, the lobster tails are something different. And I could not get this, especially because of the size of it. And I'm going to show you exactly how big this thing is. It's massive. They call it a lobster roll because it looks, a lobster tail because it looks like a lobster tail. The traditional name is a sfogliatelle, but there's a difference between the lobster tail and the sfogliatelle. The cream that they use, sfogliatelle, typically has a ricotta-based cream filling, and this is more of a pastry cream, whipped cream. This is a nice little bonus for me and for you. I could not get it. And you know I'm not going to eat the whole thing, so I hope I find somebody to give this bag to because it has a lot of goodies in there. I don't know where to start with this thing. Not very fresh. Sorry, is what it is. Tastes like it's been sitting there for a hot minute. Not even hot. Like, I'm going to take it in the bag and stuff it. Might want to pop it in the oven too, or even like a microwave. I probably wouldn't be upset with, but I understand you want to keep it crunchy. But like, that thing in an oven for like a minute before you give it to me, 2 minutes, probably work wonders. They got a line at the door, so kudos to them. Thank you, thank you, thank you for tuning in. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. Boston, I expected nothing less than this, so thank you so much. Peace out.